All right, welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show. Guys, UBI is coming, and it will be an additional fiscal policy that will be a boon for monetary metals. Now, how far away is this new reality? Well, we'll take a look into that really shortly, but first, if you're new to this channel, please hit that big red subscribe button right down below. Also, please hit the like button, helps to get this economic evangelism right on out there to the masses to bring more people into precious metals. Okay, so guys, uh, you may have seen this tweet from Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter, a couple of months ago. And I'm going to read it really quickly. And I quote from Jack: I'm moving $1 billion of my Square equity, 28% of my wealth, to Start Small LLC to fund global Ronies relief. After we disarm this issue, the focus will shift to girls' health and education and UBI. It will operate transparently, all flows tracked here. Um, Now, Jack is the latest public figure to trial UBI experiments. Here's actually some more on that. And on July 9th, Twitter billionaire Jack Dorsey just announced he will be funding a universal basic income experiment that could affect up to 7 million people. And I'll read these bullet points from this article. I won't waste too much time on this article, so I'm just going to read these highlights here. And I quote: On Thursday, Jack Dorsey, the billionaire CEO of Twitter, announced he is working with 14 American mayors to fund universal basic income trials in their cities. The pilot programs will be run city by city and have not yet launched. Former presidential candidate Andrew Yang helped bring the idea of universal basic income into the mainstream and is funding his own UBI pilot program. Proponents say guaranteed incomes could help close America's growing wealth gap. That's funny. While others say they could compound America's financial crisis by encouraging people to stop working. And also, let's add to that, it will also further devalue their currency. Um, so, with all of this, this is a mayoral thing, a mayoral project along with Jack Dorsey. What exactly is this, mayoral coalition? What are they called? Well, here it is. They are called the Mayors for a Guaranteed Income. And here's their website. Now, obviously, all of this stuff sounds good, right? I mean, it sounds great to think, you know, federal, I guess for people who think that Federal Reserve notes equal wealth. But what they aren't thinking about is how this program will eventually get funded. Now, just quick pause for the cause. I'm all for charity. I honestly think, human culture could stand to introduce more energy into charity and the benefits to it, and for it. As of right now, I have no problem with Jack Dorsey being charitable and giving his own money, about $1 billion of his own money to support people. Where my spidey senses start to tingle is thinking about where we'll get the money from after this experiment ends. Now, you and I both know that it'll likely come from tax revenue, and that's when I become skeptical. But let's take a look at which cities, which mayors are on board with this program. This is also from their website. So, guys, let me know in the comments below if any of these cities that I'm about to read off are cities that you live in. So let's get started here. So first we have Stockton, California. That'll be one. Newark, New Jersey. Columbia, South Carolina. Atlanta, Georgia. Compton, California. St. Paul, Minnesota. Seattle, Washington. Los Angeles, California. Long Beach, California. I don't know how to pronounce this. Holyoke, Massachusetts, Jackson, Mississippi, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Shreveport, Louisiana, Madison, Wisconsin, Oakland, California, Tacoma, Washington. Now, if any of these cities are cities that you live in or are near, put that down in the comment section below. Just want to have you guys keep tabs on this if this is something that will be hitting your area soon. Now, if you go back to the original tweet that Jack put out, you'll find that he put out this tracker here where you can take a look at his Start Small LLC and track the donations that they put out. So let's take a look at which cities have already gotten started with this program. So here's the tracker right here. And so far, it's just Stockton, California, with Mayor Tubbs. So it looks like on June 15th, they received $3 million for the Ronies and UBI for the Reinvent Stockton Foundation. Why? Will help fund Mayor Tubbs' Guaranteed Income Initiative, the Stockton Economic Empowerment Demonstration Seed, aiming to help with poverty and inequality. So this is the first one to experiment with this. We'll see if other cities will be impacted by this shortly. But if you live in Stockton, let me know if you've been hearing any word on the street with this. So, guys, obviously, I could do a whole deep dive on Start Small and all of this, but I want to bring this back home to precious metals. Obviously, this is a bullion channel. This program will run via our tax money in the future, and that tax money comes from us. So in order for us to receive money, we must first lose money. This is essentially a pimp game, just to be very blunt about it. You know, I kind of think about this one rapper that I listen to. His name is Blueface, and he has this one crazy line that kind of sums this up pretty well. And I'm going to censor it a bit. But essentially, he says, I'm the type to take a bee's mind and help the bee find it. Now, that's a cold game right there, if you ask me. And that's essentially what they're doing here. It's like, I'm going to take your money, and then I'm going to help you find your money. That's essentially what UBI will become if it is funded by tax revenue. Now, I have heard people like Andrew Yang talk about the VAT, you know, where they'll be taxing corporations, and then you know, taking that revenue and funding these programs, as opposed to taking it from the income tax, for example. But I also wonder if some of that stuff will be passed through to employees. You know, like, hey, you know, we got hit by this tax. Let's, you know, pass through these expenses through to the salaries of our employees so we can make up the difference. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happens if the VAT does hit corporations. But, you know, this is all just a rope-a-dope game that these politicians use to play with our livelihoods, essentially. So what's my solution to all of this nonsense? Well, you guys are on a bullion channel. What do you think my solution is? Well, I'm using Federal Reserve notes right now. I'm stacking all that up right now. I have an emergency fund that I've set aside. I've already completed funding that emergency fund, but now I'm currently adding more fuel to the fire. But in addition to that, once I see that we're going to get another hit to the economy, which I think will happen, you know, sometime at the end of this year, I will then take some of that, you know, kindling, add it to the fire, get some gold and silver, and add to my stack. And then, obviously, from what I see, gold and silver should then start going up a little bit more, and the bull market will be off to the races, so to speak. But let me know what you guys think about this program. Obviously, again, I'm all for charity. Hey, Jack Dorsey, give your money to as many people as you like. I'm all for lifting as you climb. You know, I love charity. I love giving to people. But when it comes to forced taking from people, that's where I have an issue. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. It's Black Bullying.